What he say? I'm a one-on-one Dalmatian. Damn homies. Hey guys. So today I want to talk about celebrating you first. First of all, there's a couple things I'm gonna get into. I didn't even write it down. I didn't write nothing down. But this is what I want to talk about today because today I went and painted pottery for my birthday. It is Saturday. My birthday was Wednesday, but it was Wednesday. I had classes, so I was just like, Saturday is a good day for me, whatever. So I went and painted some pottery, and I can say it was the first time I feel like I intentionally did something for myself for my birthday. Usually, and I feel like this is a common thing, definitely in relationships, because for the like not this year, but last year and I believe the year before that and the year before that, I think I may be wrong. I was in relationships and I I honestly expected the person that I was with to to celebrate me more than I celebrate myself. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you're in a relationship, you want the person to celebrate you. You know what I mean? So it was like I don't know how to word it. It was more of I put all my happiness into that person celebrating me, if that makes sense. Like I didn't do anything intentionally for myself to make my day feel special. I put it in their hands to make it feel special, and if they didn't, it made me feel bad. You know what I mean? And this year was different. Like I intentionally went out my way, but I intentionally did something for myself, which did feel good. And I'm not gonna lie though, I was thinking about inviting people. I was supposed to go with my friend, but something came up for her, and I was gonna invite this boy, but then I was like, I don't really. I, I feel like this is just something that I just need to do for me by myself. So that's what I did, and I'm glad I did it. It was a vibe, I guess. I was just so nervous. Like I wanted to record. I started recording in my dorm, but then I got too nervous. I was just like, it's okay. I'm gonna just vibe out. But I'm supposed to be going again next week with my friend, so if we do go, I'll record. But yeah, like I was saying, that was the first time I intentionally did something for myself. And one thing I realized with this whole thing is about it's kind of a lot I want to go into, but something that I realized thinking about what I wanted to do for my birthday, if I wanted to do anything, I'm now 20. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. Saying I'm 20 just sounds so weird. But I realized that it really does start with you. Like, you set the example for how people will treat you. There was an instance where I was just thinking back on things and how people in my life made me feel celebrated. And I was thinking about this relationship I was in, and it was my graduation, and it was just graduation. My family didn't really make me, my aunt came, she made me kind of feel special, but like my grandma really didn't. My dad did, which I really should have spent it with him, but I ended up spending it with my then boyfriend, and it was just he didn't really make it feel special. You know what I mean? Like when it's graduation, people taking pictures and photos. They got gifts for you. You know what I mean? Like my dad and my stepmom had gifts for me, but he didn't. Like he didn't have gifts. He barely wanted to go to any restaurant, so we ended up just going. Well, I did want to go to Panda Express, but I wanted really to go to the buffet, but I don't, the buffet, it was like a buffet. I don't really know what ended up happening there, but we ended up just going to Panda Express, eating in the car, and it just wasn't, I just feel like I wasn't being celebrated as much as I should have been. But then I realized that I set up that program. You know what I mean? I'm the one that I didn't even celebrate myself to my full as much as I should have. And looking back, I really wish I did because I just kind of let it go by. Like it was just another day to me. And that day was actually big. Like I was up there a couple times. I got awards, scholarships. Like I did my big one at that graduation, and I feel like I didn't give myself enough credit. And I know I touched on this on another video, But it's like I don't celebrate my wins, or I downplay myself. Like I'll just be like, oh, like it was nothing, da 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 da. But it's like I really did that, and I feel like something I need to learn to start doing is accepting compliments, learning to praise myself, and celebrating myself. Because when I win, I deserve. I'm not just when I win things. It's not just because what I'm saying. I put in the work for it, and Lord knows to get where I was in high school, I put in the work. Like I did that, and I feel like I should have celebrated myself better. And because I didn't, I let how that person celebrated me be enough, and it wasn't enough. Like now looking back, I just wish it was different, because now I'm like, okay, I see now that, like, I don't know, I feel like if that was an instance, who wouldn't want a partner that celebrates them just as equally? Like, I know when their graduation came up, I was top screaming. What we talking about? I'm recording, yeah. I'm screaming, I'm recording, I even bought a gift. You know what I'm saying? I bought a gift. And this person didn't, the same energy just wasn't returned for me. But now looking back, I realized because I didn't accept that example of how I wanted to be treated. You know what I mean? I'm kind of getting off topic. I know I'm all over the place, but I just feel like this is something important that I needed to talk about. Yeah, with this whole thing, that was just one thing I realized, that you really set the example for how people treat you. If you celebrate yourself, if birthdays are special to you, and you always say you celebrate yourself, say you always do something on your birthday, you go out for a little dinner, you take your little pictures, you buy yourself gifts. If you set that up for yourself, why would you settle for someone who doesn't do that? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. If you do that for yourself, settling for someone who doesn't is crazy. You know what I mean? So, and in my instance, like I said, I always kind of depended on other people to do that for me. Not that it was just all up to them. Usually, I didn't really care about my birthdays, because growing up, it just wasn't really anything special. So I just learned to sit back, and I wanted someone else to care about my birthday more than I did. You know what I mean? And I feel like that can always be the case. That can be the case in certain instances where the person, wants to celebrate you, but that's a whole different topic. But yeah, I just realized if I learned to celebrate myself better, then I wouldn't have settled for the things that I settled for first. Yeah. I don't know if that was like all I had to say. Cause that was just like a really big thing for me. Definitely with birthdays. Like I got my nails done, and I didn't even know if I wanted to get my nails done. Cause I'm like, okay, I don't even know if I want to go out to dinner. Like what I want to do. I knew I wanted to do the pottery place with my friend. But get my nails done was like a stretch. But I'm like, it's my birthday. I really don't treat myself. Like that's one thing I don't usually do. And that's another thing, bro. You really do set the example for how you want to be treated. Like sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get better, but sometimes I can be stingy with myself on like things that I buy. Like if I want certain things, I won't buy them just because I'm like, I don't really want to spend too much money. Like I need to save. I'm in college, I need this. What am I doing? Like I can't just be spending. But it's like, first of all, the money's gonna go regardless. It's gonna go regardless somewhere. Whether it's gonna come to me, or if it's going to me paying somebody to get for gas or to go somewhere, the money is leaving this account regardless. It might as well go to me. It might as well go to me where it's something to make me feel good and special and da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was something that I struggled with, just being stingy with myself, and it reflected on my outside with people being stingy with me. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm not usually very stingy with people I'm involved with. I'm not usually stingy, but it's just more of the fact that you set the example for how people treat you. Like if you do all these great things for yourself, if you go out and get your nails and hair done, and you go out and you, like I said, you go out, celebrate your birthday, you make yourself feel special, you not boast, but you're proud of your achievements, the person that you 9 times out of 10 are with will reflect that. And because if you do those things, it's kind of hard to settle for someone that doesn't do those things for you. You know what I mean? Like, it just sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. And like I said, in my instance, I wasn't doing those things, and it reflected on the person I was with in a relationship and just people in general. But you can't depend on people to make your day your days. Let me slow down. Your day feel special. Not even just your day, but you just can't depend on people. You can't depend on people's validation and praise. That's another thing. Like, if you did something that you felt proud about, be proud in that and be proud in yourself, and celebrate within yourself. But I would say, don't depend on people to also feel that way. You know what I mean? There's certain instances in my life too where it's just like I can be proud about something and I'm proud about it, but when I tell someone else, they're not as excited about it than I am, and sometimes it can bring me down. Like, well, was it even all that exciting? But if I feel as though it was, then it was. And yeah, like, my happiness shouldn't waver based off what they say, think, or feel. You know what I mean? So yeah, it really does start with you. I just think, specifically in relationships, treat yourself the way you want to be treated, because you set the standard for how someone else would treat you. If you yourself can do the things you want someone else to do, there is no reason why you should be accepting anything less than from anyone else. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's just no way. And I feel a lot of the times we don't do that. We always expect the person to just, and sometimes people get lucky and they get those things. You know what I mean? Sometimes people get lucky. But it's just always nice to do things for yourself. You know, like, it's just nice. It's nice to do things for yourself. Know that you can do it. You don't need nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to have somebody, but you don't need nobody. You don't need them, babe. Trust. But yeah, I feel like that's just where I'm at right now. Learning to celebrate myself, learning to do things on my own, and just setting an example for how I want anyone to treat me. Not even just romantically, but just anyone in general. Like, everything begins and ends with you. Not even just romantic wise, but literally everything revolving around your world. Everything revolving in your world start and ends with you. You like, it's so much, guys. And I know I'm talking in circles, and I hope you get where I'm at. Like, we're on the same page. I love my nails, and then the ring, it just adds, like, it just adds to it. But yeah, that's just where I'm at. But I mean, I can catch up with y'all a little bit. Like I said, today was a calm day. I worked. And to be fair, like I said, I didn't journal. I didn't necessarily think about what I wanted to say. I just knew I wanted to say it. So I do apologize if you aren't getting the gist of what I'm saying. Just the gist of what I'm saying is start with you. If you're looking for a romantic partner, you want a romantic partner, do the things that you want them to do for yourself, so you won't and cannot. Because really think about how I told you I can't talk. Think about how absurd it would be that if you were the type to go out, celebrate your birthday, do the most for you, and then you get someone who doesn't do the most. Imagine how crazy you would look settling for that. Imagine. It's not cute. It's not cute at all. So really think about that. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that. If you learn to celebrate yourself, why would I keep saying celebrate, because I'm not just talking about birthdays. I'm talking about in any instance. If you do the most for yourself, why would you I gotta slow down. Why would you settle for someone who doesn't? It always starts with you. You show people how to treat you. If you do the bare minimum for yourself, if you don't treat yourself out, if you don't buy yourself flowers, if you don't go on solo dates, if you don't do those things for yourself, no one will do those things for you. Because you don't really have any type of standard. And they would say, yeah, have standards, you know, but you set your standards, which I feel like what you do for you, it should be your standard. You know what I'm saying? That should be your standard. Not what someone else did for you, but what you do for you. Okay? Clock it. Hopefully y'all get that gist. But going back to what I was saying, what's up, YouTube? Tube. Anyway, yeah. So I worked, and then I bedwetted for like 20 minutes, and then I went out and did the pottery by myself. I got dressed up. It's not dressed up to y'all, but it was like an outfit that I low-key put together, guys. I'm low-key proud of it. I wanted to take pictures, but there's no one to take my pictures, so whatever. But, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is a bit, I'm only sharing it with you guys because we're like this, whoever's watching. But I really do think your inward does reflect your outward, because I hate talking about my relationships. I really do. I know I talk about them a lot. I talk because it's just, I've learned so much in relationships. I feel like I have to share it, but I don't really like to talk about, like, I don't know, if I really had a man, I'd be like, guys, my man, I don't know if I would, I don't know, because it's just the internet. It's like, it's out there now, and if you listen to it, you're gonna think I have a man. I don't have a man, but I'm like talking to someone, not really, but my point is, because of how I feel about myself right now and the work I feel like that I'm doing, the person that I'm talking to represents the new version of me. Like, it's different than the last relationship I was in, because I feel like the past me didn't, like I keep saying, do those things, was just okay with whatever, for whatever reasons. For whatever reason, she was okay with that. She was okay with certain things and accepted the bare minimum and stuff like that. But now this version of me requires so much more, because I require it of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. I require these things of myself. I require myself to start treating myself. Start treating myself. Start putting me first. Start seeing my worth and my beauty, and actually having standards, sticking on them, respecting myself. If I respect myself, I'm not settling with someone who don't respect myself. Don't respect me. You know what I mean? And yeah, I feel like this person that I'm kind of talking to now, we're not talking in that way, guys. We're just chit-chatting. But he kind of represents this new space that I'm in, if that makes sense. So when you really just start doing better within yourself, it does start showing outwardly. So don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. I don't want to say too much, because I just don't, but just know it's a good thing. You know, it's a really good thing. It's really cute. I don't want to get deep into it, but I do feel like, because of the work that I'm doing inward, and just how my standards haven't changed. It's just more of me standing on them. That's what it is. Me standing on my standards and learning to put me first and doing what's really best for me. I feel like usually I put things aside because of my feelings and what I want, but this time I'm doing more of what's best for me. Not what I want or what I feel, but what's best. So I'm not going to hold y'all for too long. I'm trying to make sure I get on topic of what I really wanted to sit here and talk about. And it really just was, like I keep saying, you are the example that people should follow of how to treat you. That it starts and it ends with you. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. I'm sorry for the rambling. I will just be putting these videos out, because I know that they can be a bit all over the place, but this is me being vulnerable and real and having these conversations with you guys. And these are the type of videos that I've always wanted to put out. And they're raw. Like, they're raw. And one thing I will say is that I know I do need to I need to work on my talking better, because I can start to rambling and not making sense. But I also just think, like, this is me. Like, this is me. This is how I talk on a day-to-day basis. Okay, guys? Like, this is Destiny in the flesh. Like, this is me. I don't know what to tell you. But, no. I do know there are things I need to work on. But, you know, as these videos come out, and if you watch these videos, you can see my progress. So, that's kind of cool, right? Right? That's cool. That's cool. But, yeah, now I'm yapping. But I hope you guys do enjoy these videos and that you get the gist. I do feel like if you're meant for me, like if you just feel pulled towards me, you'll understand what I'm saying. You'll understand what I'm saying. But I feel like for me to have a deeper impact, I do need to work on those things such as slowing down and all that jazz. I probably will make a TikTok of this, so hopefully if I do that, it'll be better. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing this on TikTok as well. But I'm gonna leave you guys alone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm just gonna do my thumbnail. But bye.